What to do with your condo when it's entering the occupancy stage. Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll be discussing the important topic for anyone who's considering pre-construction condo ownership: smart insurance choices during the occupancy phase and the closing date. I'm your host, and in this comprehensive guide, we'll cover the key insurance options you need to consider to protect your investments. Let's dive in. For those who don't know me, my name is Catherine Lee. I've been an insurance broker for the past 13 years in Ontario and helped many clients over the years to get their right policies. The goal of my channel is to help empower you with the knowledge about insurance so that you can protect what matters most to you. In this video, we'll be answering the question, what type of insurance should I buy when I'm entering the occupancy stage of my pre-construction condo? In the next video, we'll dive into the coverages that I think are mandatory for your insurance policy that most people don't understand or know. Before we begin, let's outline the main insurance choices you should be aware of during pre-construction condo occupancy phase. They include number one, tenant insurance. Number 2 is the condo insurance. Number 3 is vacant condo insurance. Number 4 is the rented condo insurance. Components of the insurance could include personal property insurance, aka contents, liability insurance, additional living expenses, sewer backup endorsement, overland water endorsement, betterments and improvements, condo assessment, or rental income. Now, let's explore each of these options in detail, but first I want to explain what an occupancy period is. If you're buying a pre-construction condo, there are 2 dates to watch out for. First is the occupancy date, which is a date where you're allowed to live in your unit. It has passed inspection that is deemed livable. Typically, they have built your unit, however, the entire building isn't ready for registration. During this phase, you'll be paying rent to the builder. They will charge you a specified amount per square footage. This period could last as little as 3 months to 12 months typically. The second date is the closing date. This is the official date that your condo building has passed all inspection, have been registered with the city and province, and that's when they'll ask for your mortgages and lawyers. This is when you officially own the property within the condo building. Now, I'm going to walk through the different types of insurances that we have for condo owners, depending on your needs. First type of insurance is the tenant insurance. If this is your primary home, I would suggest getting a tenant insurance during the occupancy phase. The property is not in your possession, but you're allowed to live in it. Most builders will request insurance requirements before they release the keys to you. As soon as you are closing on the condo, where you got the mortgage lined up and now a lawyer is completing the purchase of your condo, that's when you're going to need to change the coverage from tenant coverage to condo coverage. What if you're a real estate investor and you purchase this condo for investment purposes? Due to the uncertainty of how long you will keep this unit vacant because you want to choose the right tenant to occupy it. As we all know, in Ontario, the tenants have more power than the landlords. So you would want to select your tenant carefully so that your unit could be vacant for the first 3 months. I would then recommend for you to buy the vacant condo insurance. Find a carrier who would understand your circumstances. The premiums won't be cheap because it's approximately 2 to 4 times more than a tenant or a condo policy premium. The reason why you should buy it is because the property is vacant, and vacant property are listed exclusions on most property insurances. If you're already spending a lot of money on this unit, do not cheap out on the insurance that would cover it. Vacant condo insurance does have minimum 3-month policies, so it's not going to really hurt the bank that much. As soon as you get the tenant tenant in the condo with the lease agreement and their proof of renter's insurance, we can change the coverage to rented condo insurance. So those are the 2 typical insurances for landlords. If it's your principal home, get the tenant insurance, then convert it to a condo insurance at closing. If it's a real estate investment property, you get the vacant condo first, then convert it into a rented condo once you get the tenant lease agreement and renter's insurance as proof. Another thing I have to mention, most insurance carriers are working towards mandating that your tenant must carry insurance, which leads to the big question that most landlords will ask me, why does my tenant have to carry insurance? Well, due to the terms of your contract. The insurance contract is between two parties, yourself and the insurance carrier. No matter if you bought the rented condo insurance, it would never cover your tenant's properties like their contents, their liability exposures, additional living expenses, and etc. Most people are not informed, which is why they don't know until it's too late. So it is in your best interest to get your tenant to provide proof of their renter's insurance because of that gap. So imagine a fire breaks out in the condo, causing lots of damages in the unit. What does your rental condo insurance cover for you? They would repair, fix, and replace the condo to where it was before the incident. However, they would not repair, fix, or replace the tenant's items. Yep, you heard me right. Insurance carriers can replace the blinds, flooring, appliances, walls, but they would not replace the furniture, clothing, or provide an allowance for your tenant to live in a nearby hotel during renovations. That insurance contract only covers you, the landlord, not the tenant. So, according to the Landlord and Tenants Act, you may be held liable for the tenant's well-being, including the hotel or Airbnb fees to provide them temporary accommodations in their neighborhood, perhaps pay for the damages in the unit, and cover the food or grocery bills. Why? Perhaps the food in their fridge has gone bad due to the claim. That could cost you easily $20,000 for a 6-month period. Now, if they had their own tenant insurance, most of this could have been covered. Tenant insurance costs as little as $300 a year, which is why a good broker would recommend you to have your tenants get their own insurance. Write that in the lease agreement as a requirement. Every year, ask for proof. That way you know that if something were to happen, they would have their own insurance policy to take care of them. Less risk for you. Top tenant condo insurance claims. Let's dive into that one. Number 1, theft claims. No one wants to come home to find their home is broken into, but it happens quite frequently in both homeowners and renters. If your tenant has a big loss due to the theft, insurance could cover them. Number 2, vandalism. Sometimes it occurs alongside with theft or a separate event. This happens as well. Number 3 is fire claims. Walls, floors, or even cabinets are covered under the landlord's insurance. However, renter is usually responsible for temporary living arrangements while their home is being repaired and restored, including their lost properties like clothing, bags, laptop, and etc. Number 4 is bodily injury claims. Most common injuries are from dog bites or slip and fall injuries. Having tenant or condo insurance does cover third-party bodily injury in a rental property. Number 5, water damage is ranked as one of the top claims for condos in the recent years. Most people think sewer backup just means sewage water. How could it end up in my unit? Just be careful because sewer backup is wastewater. That could come from your toilet, sink, laundry machines due to pipe bursts causing a flood. Imagine it happening while you're not at home. Those are perspectives for you to understand the importance to get your proper insurance policy to protect you in case of these situation arises. In my next video, I'll go over the coverage types that I think is crucial to your policy. Bye now.